welcome to Youngest League the One YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button down below and turn on the bell icon. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section.
Because right now you should have been dealing with the cost of living, the high cost of living. You should have been dealing with the load shedding. You should have been answering some of the questions I raised, that why can't you talk to Mozambique to say, you know, the man is a lacuna. The man is simply a lacuna. And I was reading around Latin. Latin lacuna means blank. Yeah, it just means that. So the man is blank. So Kasako. So I can move to the next question. The next issue is our affiliation to UK. I can just touch on that briefly and explain that we remain in UK as PF. We have appointed the 9-man committee to look into our relationship with UK, and on the 5th of September, they will be reporting to the Central Committee. October. They will be reporting to the Central Committee on their findings. The terms of reference include how PF should relate with other political parties and how we can get a good deal with our friends in these political parties. Of course, the viral and disrespectful remarks and things like that should not bother us very much in PF, because we are more mature than those who peddle that kind of thing. Because you see, when you're a leader at the level I am, including where my friend Lacuna is, you shouldn't bother too much about what people say, insulting you and things like that. It's normal. It comes with the office you occupy. When you're in that high office, they will call you names, they will insult your mother, they will do things and so on, but you should have the big heart to say, no, I'm not going to act on that. So for me in UKA, I consider myself one of the big guys, because obviously I'm the only former president there, and I take it within my stride when I'm called names, I'm insulted by the little girls, or no. the other leaders in there and so on. So I take it that this is the price I have to pay for being in that position and at that level. So don't bother too much when they call me names. Let's bother about the bigger picture, what we will get as a result of working together as the opposition. And I think it doesn't matter when you hear that, no, UKA was started by this one or that one or that one. It doesn't matter. What matters is, are we together? Do we want to achieve this? And are we on the right trajectory? That is what is critical. So without prejudicing what our committee will come with, I want to make it known that we have got all the commitment to see UKA succeed, just as much as we would like to see the opposition come together, including my good friend Dr. Fred Membe, who hasn't done what your guru has done, who hasn't gone the other side. Well, so since Mr. Dr. Fred Membe is still available, we'll be talking to him. And I think there are many others, including KBF and others. We want to come together and ensure that we wrestle power out of this dictator's hands. Evangelical Fellowship of Zambia and the CCZ and indeed many others. All those under the Oasis Forum who have written to us asking us to reconcile. They've written to me, by the way, that we should reconcile with him. But how do we reconcile in this situation? It's very, very difficult to imagine that we can reconcile. But I want to say to the Zambian people that the time has come for you to stand up together and fight the injustice which is being applied to the judiciary. Because when we lose the judiciary, we have lost this nation, we have lost democracy, we have lost everything that we cherish. And what will remain will be a dictatorship of one man, that man in there. And he just wakes up one morning, he says, you're going to jail for 5 years and you're gone. I know that there are a lot of people who doubted this when we told them that this man is up to no good. There are a lot of people who doubted that this man was up to no good when we started this whole process. But now you can see for yourselves that the matters which were dealt with in 2016 are still being revisited now because he wants justice his way. So similarly, we should ask ourselves, what message are we sending to the Zambian people? Stability, hope, and confidence in the system, or despair and hopelessness? Clearly, we have to put our hands together as PF, indeed as Zambian nationals, and all those well-meaning friends of ours beyond the borders who helped us in the process of elections and everything that comes along with it. Because what we are seeing now is a complete departure from democratic tenets and the development of a one-man tyranny. We can't sit back and watch. So I'm here principally to ask and appeal earnestly to all of you to question what has happened in the last 24 hours and make sure that we put our hands together. I mentioned Lungisani Zulu because he's president or chairman of the Association of Zambia. These people are the ones who represent us when we have injustice or we feel we need justice. Are they comfortable in this situation that you are going to go to court knowing fully well that this case will be dealt with in this manner because the president has decreed? The challenge I'm throwing to them as lawyers is to stand up for justice. Lawyers, stand up for justice. May the church stand up for justice. Amen. All of us should stand up for justice. Amen. And that's why I like what you said, Chairman Sanga, that this is not about Edgar Lungu, it's not about PF. But I know that there is justice. There will be justice in the end. Amen. For Edgar Lungu, he will be on the ballot paper in 2020. Whatever these guys will do, because the will of the people is supreme. Yes. And the will of the people is the will of God. Yeah. So we should take care of this country by doing the right thing. To the lawyers again, I know that we have a collection of elder lawyers who are called the State Council. I know that there are a lot of them. You know, when they give you that in England, they invite you to the Inaba. The Inaba bestows unto you great honor. And you know they call you QC, King's Counsel now, yeah? Yeah. There's a king and you are King's Counsel. Here in Zambia, the equivalent is State Counsel. You are called King's Counsel because you are at liberty to walk to His Majesty the King at any time and say, my Lord, things are not okay in the country, there's injustice here, please can we get this thing done properly? Pro bono, you go to see the king without being paid because it's upon you as a member of the Inaba to advise the king to reign properly so that people are happy. By the same token, the king can call upon you to say, King's Counsel, can you come and visit me in my chambers tomorrow? Then the King's Counsel, the SC in Zambia, will give an opinion to the king to say this is how things should go. So I expect that those who claim or who have been bestowed the great honor of being a State Counsel in Zambia, as long as they are alive, should visit the head of state through laws and just advise him on how to handle democracy. Yeah. And advise him how the separation of power works and why it is essential that he sticks to that. Otherwise, we are doomed. Yeah. The church is the same thing. The church is part of the governance system. Wherever the system we have inherited comes from, you will see in Europe, the church leaders go upon the king, the queen, the prime minister, and advise them. So let's take it upon ourselves to be responsible enough and challenge, if challenge is not the right word, guide or counsel the president. I think he needs that before something drastic happens to all of us. Because when he destroys this country, he's not going to destroy himself. He's going to destroy all of us. Mark my word, the ones who lose is not HH, it's all of us. And that gentleman will easily flee out of this country. And these policemen around us will be busy trying to separate us from the fights and sometimes beating us, killing us. He will be gone. So let's save him from fleeing this country, and let's save ourselves from destroying this country by doing the right thing. Let's tell him that this is wrong and it cannot be allowed to go on. I can't say more because I'm appearing in court 2 days from now. I don't want to prejudice the judges who will be there, because the idea is to put and inflict serious intimidation and fear in them. So when I appear before them, I don't know how they will see me, but I don't want to prejudice the ongoing proceedings for the 2060. But I want to assure you that I'm alive to go outside the judicial system, to use the political tools and means available and the influence that we have to ensure that we bring the judiciary to its independence, where it will be free and fair, and be able to articulate the administration of justice without intimidation, regardless of who or what the stakes are. It is very, very important that we do that for our sake. I know that people don't like doing things for selfish motives. But let's be selfish a bit for a while as Zambians and protect this country. Let's allow ourselves to be selfish so that we protect this country. And I know that that issue will be dealt with. I've covered it sufficiently, and I'll allow a few questions, 1 or 2, 3 questions before I go. But I know that the man has missed it.
Oh my goodness.